we look at the man, Alain Prost, who has won 3 of 5 races this season. He has the pole as the warm-up lap continues. And we'll be back with the start of the race after this short break. And conditions for the Monaco Grand Prix as we turn over the proceedings to James Hunt and his affable partner, Murray Walker of the BBC.
13 rows, 25 cars. Luca Badoer did not qualify, the 26th entrant. They always drop one. 78 laps. Let us keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best at Saint-Devote. It looks as though they're going to get them away pretty quickly. There are the lights. The red will go then in between 4 and 7 seconds. The green, the Monaco Grand Prix will be go for 78 laps. Senna as they go into Saint-Devote. Prost leads. Behind him is Schumacher, and are they all round? Senna is in third position as they go round the Hotel de Paris and into Casino Square, and heaven be praised, we have got a clean start. Schumacher, Senna, Hill, Jean Alesi is in 5th position, Berger is in 6th place, Riccardo Patrese is in 7th place in the Benetton, and that's Marc Blundell in the Ligier, who's spun at Saint-Devote but got away last.
Yes, the poor start by Senna was significant there. He was slow away. A bit of a traffic jam as they go around the Lowe's hairpin now into the tunnel with the leaders. And Senna will be looking for a way past Schumacher early on, although he's not close enough to challenge at the moment. Trying for the opportunities before everybody settles down and gets into their rhythm and we get into the overtaking situation. Damon Hill in 4th place, Lazy, Berger.
Patrese, Wendlinger, Leto up, that's Comas, Derek Warwick, Brundle, and the rest of them streaming through as the leaders approach the Rascasse at the end of the first of 78 laps. Alain Prost trying to build up a cushion with Schumacher second, Senna third. There's a gap. Hill is fourth. The 2 Ferraris, Alesi and Berger. Patrese is still in 7th place. 1 lap completed, 77 to go, and the danger man for Alain Prost, Ayrton Senna, I remind you, they've got sandwiched between them, Prost and Senna, Michael Schumacher, the man who won his first Grand Prix in Belgium last year and has got the Benetton absolutely beautifully balanced for Monaco. This is the Mirabeau. Prost. Lowe's corner. Schumacher second in the Benetton. So it's Williams, Benetton, McLaren, Williams.
Yes, and already Prost and Schumacher seem to be edging away from Senna, and whether that's a tactical move by Senna to try and preserve his rear tyres and not push them too hard early on, or whether he's just beaten for speed, we'll have to see.
This race is going to last the thick end of 2 hours as Damon Hill goes through, followed by Alesi, 5th, Berger 6th, Patrese 7th. Wendlinger is in 8th place in the Sauber, which practiced very badly on wet Thursday. They got their act together on Saturday, moved up the grid. This is their first street race, and Alain Prost, Williams and Renault are already looking good. There's Schumacher, the young German. So it's a Renault engine, Ford engine in the Benetton, Ford engine in the McLaren, and Prost comes up the hill with the C on his right, the Hotel de Paris on his left. They're getting spread out. Senna in 3rd position. Damon Hill is holding his place well. He's 2.8 seconds behind Prost at the end of the 2nd lap as Schumacher drops down to the Mirabeau, hard on the brakes. Now down to the 1st gear, 30 mile an hour, Lowe's hairpin, into the Portier 2nd gear, and then they boot it from 2nd gear up into 6th, and they come out of the tunnel mouth at just over 160 miles an hour, building up to 175 before going to 2nd for the chicane.
Yes, and Senna is definitely not going with the leading pair. Schumacher probably staying in touch with Prost, but Prost even looking as if he's starting to edge away from him. Remember, of course, that Prost always plays himself in gently and then gradually turns it on. And he's opening up a bit of a gap to Schumacher. Senna, meanwhile, is over 3.5 seconds behind Prost, and over 2 seconds behind Schumacher and dropping back.
This is Schumacher at the Rascasse, the right-hander, exits it in second gear at 50 miles an hour. Now builds up to sixth gear, goes past us here at 160 already, up to 170. Sandervot. Now the gap is 2.2 seconds on lap 4 between race leader Alain Prost, Schumacher second, then it's Senna, Hill, Alesi, Berger, seventh is Patrese, eighth is Wendlinger, ninth is Leto, his teammate, 10th is Eric Comas, Derek Warwick is 11th, Martin Brundle is 12th in the Ligier, Rubens Barrichello, 21 today in the Jordan, is 13th ahead of Johnny Herbert, 14th. So, Alain Prost driving this race the way he really wants to, at his own pace, but building a lead over Michael Schumacher. And through goes Alain Prost to he's lapped Andretti already. This is amazing. Michael Andretti, the American Indy driver, who's not had the best of luck, to put it mildly, in Grand Prix racing this year, is lapped on lap 4 by Alain Prost. Now, we're with Schumacher now, and that is Andretti's McLaren Ford in front of the German's Benetton Ford. And Benetton will be delighted that they're putting it across McLaren, because now Schumacher goes through as he approaches Sandervot to lap Michael Andretti, and the American is well down the field to have been lapped this early. In fact, he's 25th, the fastest lap so far. Alain Prost, 1 minute 25.9 on his third lap, obviously well outside Nigel Mansell's lap record from last year, when, you may remember, in one of the most thrilling Grand Prix finishes that was ever seen, Mansell, having come in to change a rear wheel because he thought he had a puncture, came out behind Ayrton Senna, whom he had led for the whole race, caught the Brazilian, climbed all over the McLaren Honda as it was then in an effort to get past, which was unsuccessful. And we're with Prost now. This is the chicane. Now up to the swimming pool section. This is the Tabac. There is the Frenchman. So it's left here, up to the swimming pool, third gear, left, right, 85 miles an hour on this little short stretch, right again, left, up to 120. And there is Michael Andretti. Well, I can't say that the American is covering himself with glory here. He's obviously had some sort of a problem in the early stages of the race, because he's now running in 25th position when he started 9th on the grid.
Yes, and he was right up in midfield around the first lap, pretty much with his grid position. So we didn't see him come in the pits, so we have to assume that he's had some problem out on the circuit and dropped right back. But he's one lap down, and this is a very long race, and people can keep going from there and still get into the points.
Prost 4 seconds outside the lap record as Ayrton Senna, in the second of the red and white cars, comes up to lap his teammate. Ayrton Senna, who is running second in the World Championship, has scored all McLaren's Constructors' Championship points this year, except for the 2 that Andretti got for 5th position in the Spanish Grand Prix. And Andretti moves over, sees the distinctive outline and colour scheme of his teammate's car, moves over hastily and lets Senna through. But I suspect Senna lost a bit of time. He was 1.5 seconds behind Michael Schumacher on the 5th lap. This is the coming up to the end of lap 6 in this 78 lap race. Prost, Schumacher, Senna that you're looking at. Hill is 2.5 seconds behind the Brazilian in 4th place. Alesi 5th, Berger 6th, Patrese is in 7th position still, and there is Senna completing his 6th lap. Now 5 seconds behind Schumacher.
Well, apparently the problem for Michael was that he tried to come up the inside of another car. He's got his nose of the car squashed. He came into the pit for a new one, and that's where he lost all the time.
Thank you for that, Jonathan. That's the virtue of having Jonathan Palmer down in the pit lane. We didn't see it, you didn't see it, but we know what happened. Michael Andretti into the pit lane for a new nose cone, and I maligned the American, and I apologise for it in suggesting that he might have dropped back simply because he wasn't going quick enough. And now on lap 7, Alain Prost is a comfortable 2.8 seconds ahead of Michael Schumacher, lapping faster and faster as he tunes himself into the circuit. And Mark Blundell is out of the Monaco Grand Prix on lap 7. I don't suppose he'll be too sorry in a way, because he banged his back very badly coming out of the tunnel yesterday when he hit a colossal bump in the Ligier at about 160 miles an hour. And